Anthony Joshua states that Deontay Wilder, he can't hold on to that title forever, Joshua says. Deontay Wilder cannot continue to avoid him as he chases heavyweight showdown to become undisputed champion. First of all, let me counterpunch this. Anthony Joshua, at this point, I know he sounds more like Dillian White. But you know who Dillian White is? Dillian White is a man that does not have a title, okay? Versus a man that has titles, okay? Now, to me, I think that the more Deontay Wilder avoids Anthony Joshua, I feel the less he should be disinterested. You know, like, the fighter represents the belts, but then if the sanctioning body of the belt itself has shown total corruption and BS, and, you know, he's not stupid. He sees these things go down, and you're trying to take that belt. Me personally, if I knew it was corruption like that in the WBC, I don't know what the big deal is about the WBC now at this point, because, yeah, he wants to be undisputed, and for 2 years he's been looking to be undisputed. But it's like, he's taken risk in the ring, and he's done a certain amount, but he's hit a wall, because the wall of corruption is a very powerful wall, right? And the only thing that's going to break corruption is chaos. Chaos is a ladder, like Peter Baelish said. And it makes sense, though. The only way that Deontay Wilder is going to give up that belt is something happens to the point where he either gets knocked out, and that's the opportunity or the ladder to get that belt. But the power of corruption will allow him to hang on to that belt, just like I explained in the past video. And Anthony Joshua should really focus on other fighters. It should get to the point where, if he's not going to tell Deontay Wilder, stop being a bitch and fight me, because he's being too nice. He's giving too much respect to Deontay. Honestly, I look at that now, and I've heard Joshua, and he's like, yeah, that might be part of his persona or whatever, but I'm like, dude, if you can say he needs to stop avoiding me, you can say this motherfucker's ducking me. Because I've seen the dark side of Anthony Joshua. It exists. It came out in the Jarrell Miller fight. He wanted to hurt Jarrell Miller. He wanted to rearrange his face. He wanted to be the surgeon, right? He's a fucking landlord. Remember that? That guy is inside that other guy. That personality, that dark side is there. It exists, right? So he needs to stop, like, trying to play by rules that no one else follows, if that makes sense. Deontay Wilder ain't sitting there really. He's calmed down in the last couple weeks, but he was the one adamant on, oh, he's a coward, he's ducking, he's a pussy, things like that. Tyson Fury too. Oh, Anthony Joshua's a big pussy. He has no nuts. And then Anthony Joshua's like, well, hey, I respect the fighters, do best to look to them, I'm like, fuck that. These motherfuckers are talking shit and don't even want to get in the ring with you physically. They want to get in the ring with you, or outside the ring with you, verbally. So that's all they want to do. They want a verbal dispute outside the ring. They don't want to get in there and fight. And they want to bring up money, but none of these motherfuckers are making any money like that. Fury is now. So Fury can talk shit from here to the high heavens. Why would he need to fight anyone of significance if he's made that type of money for him and his family? He can sit here and talk shit to everyone and blow smoke up our asses for the next 10 years if he wanted to, because it does, or next 5 fights, because it doesn't really matter, because he's making his cash. Deontay Wilder, they got a gag on her or whatever he makes, because they know it ain't shit. Okay? So he just knows he's making more than he made before, and those were crumbs. All right? So if I'm Joshua, I wouldn't give that much respect to Deontay Wilder, because if you're going to pick a rematch over a fight you're already knocked out, knowing damn well nobody wants to see that fight, that's why everyone is giving Deontay backlash. I still got to do a video on that shit. if I even care to, because we all know that he's going through backlash for not taking the Joshua fight. So Joshua has done everything that he could do, him and his team. So why should he be worried about still paying homage or giving respect to Deontay Wilder? And he knows there's things that aren't said, and the things that need to be said is this: Deontay ain't did shit in 10 years of his career. The only things that the last year that he's fought, he's made more progress than he did in 10 of the years that he's actually been a professional, right? So this motherfucker's playing catch up versus a person that started twice, like fucking 5 years ago, ain't been around half the time that Deontay has, and he has all this belt and obtained all these belts. So he knows what he's worth. And that's what he's telling them. Like, this motherfucker ain't done anything. It's kind of similar to Canelo and Golovkin. You know what I mean? And I think I would give Golovkin more props, but it's around the same ballpark, because look at Canelo. Canelo's resume was Mayweather, Mosley, Erislandy Lara, Angulo. You know, he's fought top career Hall of Famers, top 10 fighters. Golovkin, he didn't fight anybody. And then we thought, well, man, you know, he couldn't get a fight. Well, come to find out, he was avoiding a lot of fights too. There's a lot of fights that were offered to him he didn't even want to take interest in. So that's the similar comparison to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder didn't want to, like, certain fights. Certain fights he didn't even want, you know, or his team didn't want for him. Either way, those fights did not happen. But it goes to show you that there is progress to be made if you start doing your fucking job and taking it seriously. You know what I mean? You finally fought Luis Ortiz. But it's always a but. But the motherfucker's on high blood pressure medication. You know what I mean? You wanted to fight him when he looked beatable. Okay? Tyson Fury. This motherfucker, we gonna knock him out. He looked beatable. Easily. He looked easier than Ortiz. That's why they took it so fast. Because they're like, fuck it, what we gonna do? We gonna make some money off Fury. He's undefeated. Let's do that. And shit all over Joshua. And that's what they've been doing. So now it's time for Joshua to say, fuck these guys, man. You know, I don't have to worry about these dudes. You know what I mean? Fuck Wilder and his bullshit. I'm coming to his country, and I'm selling more tickets than this motherfucker. I'm adored by the crowd more. I'm just gonna take over his fucking country. That's how he should talk. He's a coward. Fuck saying ducking me. That's too nice. Stop being fucking nice. Start really telling this motherfucker how you really feel. The same way he tells his homeboys about Deontay Wilder is exactly how he should tell the media. Real talk. He should be telling them like, hey, this look, he's ducking me. He's scared of me. He doesn't want to fight me. He'd rather fight Brazil. He'd rather fight Ortiz again after Ortiz is even older than he was the first time. Right? He'll rather fight Fury because Fury can't knock him out for shit. He got pillow punches. He don't want to fight me because I'm a fucking threat. And I'm the champ, and he don't want none of that. And like I told people, if Joshua gets knocked out, and that could happen. Why? Because he's losing focus. Because he's even admitted, like, hey, you know, I know that I should be focused on Ruiz, which I am focused on, but, you know, I do look towards the future. That type of shit can make you lose focus because you're too worried about what's to come after something that you haven't done yet. He hasn't knocked out Ruiz or beat Ruiz yet. So he has to worry about Ruiz, not Wilder. He might not even ever have to worry about Wilder. You know, because who's to say that Wilder would even fight him if the opportunity presents itself? You know what I mean? You don't even know if that'll happen. He might say, fuck it, I'm going to start acting and get out of the sport and undefeated. Right? He already got one mark. He got a draw. Now all he needs is a loss. He needs to look like Gennady Golovkin's record now. Right? Gennady's got a 1 loss and 1 draw. But I think Gennady had actual skills. The motherfucker could fight. You know what I mean? But anyway, Joshua's his drive for being undisputed, you got to understand what's that's going to cost and what's it going to cost him. You know, because at this point, It's getting ridiculous. Like, to keep waiting on Deontay, because like I said at the beginning of this video, he's sounding more and more like Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is the guy that wants to prove himself to someone. Anthony Joshua doesn't have to prove himself to anyone because of what he's already accomplished. Okay? And so if I'm a Anthony Joshua, fuck that. This motherfucker gonna come see me. Now I understand, like, where he's in America. Now he's calling out Deontay Wilder. Look, I wouldn't have been doing any of that shit. Because ask yourself these questions. These questions right here. Did Mayweather chase Manny Pacquiao? No, he did not. Why? Because he was the A side. Right? He knew he was the power boss in that situation. He knew, hey, whenever I feel like it, I can make this fucking fight happen. That's not the case here. And it should be. That's what Anthony Joshua was missing in his team. Eddie's trying to legitimately make offers to Deontay like Deontay's some big shit. Deontay is not big shit, because if you take the belt away from Deontay, he's just a regular ass overhyped motherfucking guy with one punch. That's it. And someone was able to get past that one punch and box his ass 12 rounds to glory without getting dropped or stopped, they will take that belt from Deontay Wilder. Easy as that. Well, easier said than done. But that's what you need to do. And for Joshua and Team Joshua to do the things that they're doing, it's pitiful at this point. They should remember their position. They should remember, fuck the 50-50, fuck this. No, get this motherfucker 70-30, right? Give him something like, yeah, you get 55-45. You know what I mean? Something that shows your dominance. Because this is about dominance. This is about position. This is about letting you know whose side is on, because you got an idiot over there, Deontay Wilder, thinking he's the A side. But guess what? He's acting the part. He's acting as though he's the A side. And if he fucks around, you look, you fake it till you make it, right? If he keeps doing that, it's like the shit's aligning. And Joshua better be careful, because he's sitting there like, well, you know, trying to be nice and shit. Fuck that. Tell this motherfucker, look, I'm the A side. We offer you shit. You don't offer us anything. You ain't made offers since that fake ass offer, right? So that's exactly what he should do. He should stop fucking playing nice with this guy. Tell him you're ducking me. You know, you need to surrender the belt. Fight Dillian Whyte to become number one. Then you got to fight me. Then I don't have to fucking give you a rematch clause. Now to see if your WBC will protect you, and how long will they protect you for. You know what I mean? I don't have to fight an eliminator because I'm the unified champion. You know, or I'm going to just continue my career satisfying my mandatories, because he has jobs to do. And that's, you know, that's fulfilling and fighting his mandatories. So he should remember the position that he's in and stop pretending or being like Dillian Whyte. Because Dillian Whyte is in a position that nobody really wants to be in. He's number the 4th heavyweight. You know, really getting pushed down to the 5th because he's not getting the fights he really wants to see. He has a fight with Oscar Rivas, right? But, you know, of course we'd want to see Ortiz, but we know why he's not fighting Ortiz, right? Ortiz is spoken for, right? So, but no, Joshua should remember his position. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua's statements. Of course, please subscribe. You guys been Counterpunch. Peace.